Okay, so here we are. So this is the timeline I got from Google. It shows I was tracked. It tracked me going from New York to Manila in the Philippines. I left early Saturday morning, sometime in the wee hours of the morning Saturday, and it didn't pick up what I did during the day and Friday. I didn't get that. So let's see. So Saturday was all over the Pacific Ocean. I spent much of the time over and there it is, right here. You see the Pacific Ocean. This, I guess, right here is the international date line. We see the Philippines over here, right there. Japan and South Korea above, and of course China to the left. All right, so let's move on to Sunday, the 8th September. Okay, Sunday the 8th September. There it is. And I arrived at Ninoy Aquino Airport, took a grab car, and went up to, this is Quezon City, and this is Cubao, that area around Araneta Center. And then I went to visit my friend Lynn in Manresa, Barangay, which is a little northwest from where I'm staying, or where I was staying. Okay. So next we move on to Monday the 9th. I see the Gateway Mall. I did go there. I did some walking around. Araneta Center, Mang Inasal. I think I had breakfast there that morning. Walked around. I did try some walking there. Place is very congested, very noisy, lots of horns. So let's move on to Tuesday the 10th. Tuesday the 10th September. Spent a lot of time outdoors. We went up to the University of the Philippines. That's Delaman. Yeah, at Delaman. And that, of course, is in Quezon City. We visit the Jorge Vargas Museum. Jorge Vargas was a statesman. He filled in for when I believe it was President Quezon took a leave of absence or was ill or something like that. And that's where they have much of his papers. Apparently, he was a very important figure in the Philippines. And one of the drawings, you see him sitting there with Tojo. Tojo, if you remember your history during World War II, was the premier of Japan, and he was always dressed in military uniform. And Tojo seems to be smiling, have a light moment with Jorge Vargas. So much of the time was spent there. I think we did eat out somewhere. I think we went to KFC that day, I believe, for lunch. Then there's Wednesday, the 11th. Alright, went to Ninoy Aquino Park and Wildlife Center. Spent some time there. And later on the night went to the Oasis Park Hotel. That's in Manila. So I could take my trip the following morning. I had to leave early for Puerto Galera, and I didn't want to be caught in traffic coming out of Quezon City. So I decided I'm gonna, even though I had a hotel room for the night in Quezon City, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna just get another hotel room in Manila, and that's what I did that night. Okay, so let's move on to, let's see, Thursday the 12th. Left Manila, I think it was around a little after 8 to 8 in the morning. Went down to the port of Batangas, took a ferry over to Puerto Galera Pier, and that's the Muller Pier, Muelle, right there, Muller Pier. All right, and I stayed right there, right close to Baldos, right there, not too far, just a short walk. Didn't have to take one of those tricycles or anything like that. Let's move on to Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th, did a lot of walking in the blue. You can see here from Poblacion past the Orient Pearl Resort. Yeah, I remember doing a lot of walking that day. And they were doing construction too. All right. And people are the tricycle drivers are trying to take me to the White Beach. Apparently the White Beach seems to be a popular place that's noisy, probably bars, loud music. Not really my kind of thing, but for some reason they want to take me there for a good price. I have no idea what the good price is, but at the hotel I asked, how much is it to the White Beach? The lady told me it's 150 pesos, which is like $3. So, but these guys want to take me there to the White Beach, but they won't tell me how much it is. You know, even though it's $3, 150 pesos. So, whenever you encounter someone who is going to give you a good price, but they won't tell you, they want you to ask what the price is. That's when they got you. The whole idea is to keep it mysterious, so you will ask. But I never asked because I wasn't interested in going to the White Beach. If I want to go to the White Beach, I would have checked into a hotel by the White Beach, and that would have solved the problem. So let's move on next. Let's see here. I think we went a little bit too far. Let's see. The 14th, yeah. The 14th. Also went around, did a lot of walking. You can see here the blue line. There's a beach right here. There's a bay, the Varadero Beach. Varadero Bay, that is. And there's a beach right there. Alright, so I did quite a lot of walking. So now, Sunday, September the 15th, in the morning, I think it was probably 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. That's when the ferry left. Took me back from Muller Pier to Batangas, and from Batangas, the bus would take us back to Manila. See, and I checked into a different hotel. Now the 16th, Monday the 16th. That day it was raining heavily. Went to Rizal Park. Went also to right near Manila Ocean Park. I believe there's like a harbor restaurant right there. Somewhere there we walked by. Let's see. An interesting place. Intramuros, we did some walking there. By the time we got there, it was already like too late to get into Fort Santiago. So we decided to come back another day. Let's see. Now, Tuesday the 17th, we went to Venice Grand Canal Mall. You kind of get the feeling like, wow, maybe I'm in Venice, Italy. So, if you've never been to Venice in Italy, and you're in Taguig, Taguig, in the Philippines, Metro Manila, you get the feeling you've been to Venice. You even have the guys in the gondolas, you know, and those boats, they carry you for a fee. Uh, so we spent some time there, and then we went. There's a shuttle bus that runs every half hour. Takes you up to Bonifacio Global City, or BGC, and it took us up to the Uptown Mall in Bonifacio City. Interesting place. We did a lot of walking around there. I have it in the video. We'll be showing sometime. Very interesting. You don't even see any jeepneys there, no tricycles, nothing like that. You have the feeling you're not even in the Philippines anymore. Because when you look at it, you know, if somebody were to parachute you in there in the night and drop you in Bonifacio City, Global City, and they tell you, oh, you're in the Philippines, you say, no, that can't be. Because, it doesn't fit the stereotype of the Philippines with the jeepney and all the other stuff that goes on. No. Even the traffic sign is orderly, reminding the drivers to give way to pedestrians. You really don't see that in other parts of the Philippines. But in this particular place, yeah, they take that seriously. You can't run over pedestrians. You have to give way to pedestrians. In other parts, in Manila or what have you, if you're a pedestrian, you be careful. I was outside Robinson Mall, and the taxi driver is coming and standing. He won't even yield to let me pass by. And I mean, there's another taxi in front of him, so it's not like, he's trying to go somewhere. He just kept coming, and I have to put my hand out. So that's how it is. So let's move on to the 18th. On the 18th, let's see here. Okay. We went to Fort Santiago, went back to that same place. He did a lot of walking here and into Intramuros. And then later on in the late afternoon, we went to the Visoria, that mall, 999 Mall, and the Tutuban Commercial Center. That's where they have a lot of the cheap stuff that you see. So that's where we were. And we saw Fort Santiago earlier, and the Intramuros, and so forth. So now we move on to Thursday the 19th. Alright. Thursday the 19th, we went to Manila Ocean Park. Manila Ocean Park is where you have the seals show, different exhibits. There's even an exhibit in cockroaches. Yeah. They tell you there's so many different types. I think species of cockroaches. And apparently not all cockroaches are bad. And there was even a kitchen. And I was wondering, well, why? Why do they have a kitchen here? A kitchen with pots and pans, do these people cook here? And then reading, we found out that the whole idea behind the exhibit is to give you a lesson on cockroaches. Who would have thought that? I always thought cockroaches are annoying, and apparently, I think I learned something that some of it I already knew, that cockroaches are very, very hard to get rid of. I think you can probably drop an atom bomb and cockroaches will still be alive. They can go without water for a long time. They can go without food for a long time and still be alive. So that's how they are. They're made to live for a long time. Cockroaches. So that's one of the exhibits. And of course, you had the light show later on around 6:30 with the music and the light and so forth. See the show is with watching, with attending. There's one at 3 o'clock, I believe, in the morning. There's one maybe around 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. We saw the one at 3 p.m. and the light show at 6:30. Oh, yeah, 6:30, I believe. Yeah, 6:30. That's when it's dark, and that's when the lights come on, and it's really nice. It's worth seeing. I also did the video on that. Okay, so let's see. Friday, the 20th. We went from Alameda to SM Mall of Asia. We visited the City of Dreams, Akata, Manila Resort. All these are casinos. And there's another one, I forgot, I don't see it listed here. But there were like 3 different ones we went to. Those are all in the videos. These places are amazing. It's like the people who go there, mostly like foreigners. They fly in. Some of the rooms are very expensive, like a few $1,000s a night just to stay there. So if somebody's wealthy and they fly into the Philippines, they don't really have to see any kind of poverty, how people live, to see regular folks or see people begging or anything like that. They just go straight and they go to their hotel luxury and they don't have to see anything else that's going on in the Philippines. Just go there to the casinos and stay in those rooms. I forgot the cost, but I know some of them were like quite a few $1,000s a night, just one of those rooms. So some people really have a lot of money, and they don't really know what to do with it. Instead of like saying, "Oh, you know what? Let me give some of this money and help." No, they go there and they gamble. So that's what you see. And I saw people like coming in from like Hong Kong, Korea, who were there to gamble. I saw one lady, an old lady, yeah, an old lady was sitting there gambling. Imagine that. And to gamble there, I think, let me see, it was like a few hundred pesos, wow, was the minimum. So maybe something like $10, $20 minimum to gamble. And the chips, of course, I didn't check the price of the cost of the chips, but that's even a lot more to do that. Okay, so that's we were. Mall of Asia. While there we went to the Aristocrat restaurant for lunch, and then for dinner, it means that we spent the whole day there. For dinner time, we went to Mang Inasal. I believe, yeah, Mang Inasal. All right. Now, Saturday the 21st shows right here in the blue screen, right there. We took one of the trains, the MRT, no, the LRT, I think it was, too. We went to Santolan, right there. It says MRT2 station. And we took a Grab, one of those Grab taxis, I believe it was, to Antipolo. Antipolo is like maybe like over 2 hours driving out of Manila. So it's not even part of Manila. It's not Metro Manila. It's a completely different place altogether. It's like mountainous. To get there, you're really living like up in the mountains, way up there. Air is very different. Not polluted like Manila. Fresh air. You see lots of green. You look down and you see, oh wow, everything so much green in front of you. So we took the Grab from there, like I said. It, it took us quite a while to get there. There's so much traffic. And then while there, we stopped by, there's a cathedral there. I think they call the Lady or something. Uh, one of those names like that, Lady of this, but anyways, we call it Antipolo Cathedral. And there was like a funeral. And then when you look closer, we saw there were four coffins. So there were four different bodies. And I guess that's because the Philippines is mostly Catholic, and chances are it's not like where I am. I'm here in Brooklyn, New York, and Brooklyn is called the city of churches. We have all kinds of churches here, all kinds of religion, you name it. So that means chances are you're not going to find two different people being buried from the same church here in Brooklyn. No, that's not how it's going to be, because you have lots of different churches, lots of different places. But in Antipolo, no, most likely it's a strong Catholic outpost, one Catholic church there, right in the middle, the main one, and that's where the people are going to be buried from. So the funeral happens to be that afternoon. The funeral services in the church. We arrived, I think, like maybe a little after 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. Saturday, and that's when we stepped in the church and we saw the funeral for four different people. So that was interesting, because normally if there's a funeral for four people here in Brooklyn, that means there was either like a tragedy in a family, like a fire that killed, which happens from time to time, like a fire killed four members of a family. Then you will see that. Or maybe like a murder, like four members of the family shot to death, something like that. And then you see like four different coffins or caskets. That's the only time usually when you see something like that here. But in the Philippines, I guess it's very different. That you see four different people being buried, and I'm sure those people are not even related. It's just that that's how it is. That you have that one church there, and it's the cathedral, and that's when they're going to do the mass on that particular day. So that saves time. You have one funeral mass, and everybody comes in there. And what were they playing? I believe the hymn that was played was "There's no hiding place down there, no hiding place down there. I went to the rock to hide my face. The rock fell down, no hiding place. There is no hiding place down there." Anyway, so that was Saturday, Antipolo. So we had lunch at KFC. Later on that night, we went back to Cubao, and we had dinner at Pizza Hut. But Antipolo needs some traffic light because the traffic is really a lot. It's like constant, and people are not stopping. You have to actually force your way through. And the only reason I forced my way through is because I was with three other Filipinos, and what are the chances they're gonna run them over? So I took my chance with them. Other than that, I don't think I'll just walk in the traffic like that by myself and take a chance. Who knows what will happen? So there definitely need some traffic lights because the traffic is just constant. It's like, wow, this traffic is like non-stop, just going, going, going. No stopping at all, which is really kind of crazy. You know, you name it, jeepney, the tricycle, everything, non-stop. And we did visit, like, I think it was like a restaurant, and they had like such a lovely view in this restaurant. We didn't buy anything there, but they allowed us to go in there one day, and we looked at the view, and it's like, wow, this is so nice. You look down, you could see Manila in the distance and so forth. Also, while there, we went to the place called the Hanging Bridge. You see this bridge where you walk from one end and you go to the building, and the other side is a hotel there too. The Hanging Bridge, the Hanging Hotel or something like that. But anyway, I believe it's like 50 pesos. You have to walk over the bridge. Walking over the bridge is not free. It's not like the Brooklyn Bridge in New York where it's free to walk over the Brooklyn Bridge or the Manhattan Bridge. No, you have to pay to walk over the Hanging Bridge. And there was a little boy who was scared. His father actually forced him to go with him. I don't think I would do that to a child. If a child doesn't want to go there, first of all, it's high up, so not everybody, can deal with heights. So I don't think that was right that the father just forced him to take him. I think the father put him in his back or something, and it said, one way or other, you coming with me over this bridge, and that was it. So that was it. And then here it is, Saturday, the next day. Let's see here. Saturday, yeah, right there. No, that was Saturday. That was Saturday we went there. But this is Sunday, and this is the day I left to come back. And here, Sunday the 22nd, you see once again the Pacific Ocean, and heading back to the United States. So there it is, the Bering Sea, the North Pacific, and so forth. So that's it. Thanks for watching with me.